0. Let me go in and make sure everything is copacetic. Let's see. Why is that not coming up? All right. Looks like it's on here. Let's see. Let me share this out. Yeah. I've seen some people pop in. Give them a few minutes, a couple minutes. Put this over in, let's put this over in Soulogy and Jessica's group. Is it 1111 Movement?
Yeah.
That's a good group. She's good, man. I like her stuff.
The members. Yeah, indeed.
I watch her. I mean, I don't get on a lot, but I share into the Soulogy group, and she's one of the people. Oh, man. There's a lot of, oh, I didn't know that. Huh. Says I can't share on there. All right. Let me get out of this and let me turn on the sound. Let's see. Pardon me 1 second. We got a new setup, and we're going to have another new setup pretty quick. All for the benefit of a better experience as we get together every time. Hello, everybody. What's up, Yusuf Khan? Good to see you. All right, we got 43 people in the house. Let me check the sound. We're good. Okay, we got Katie and the Crow, Deborah Denori's in the house, Danielle Dunn, Sonia Sandoval, Flo Bartholomew, Nasia Sia, Darlene Ossie, and a lot of other people. Tanya, Joan Walker. So we're gonna have a soulful discussion today with our brother who's out there doing the good work for many, many, many months and years. And we got a pretty interesting subject. It's something that's been popping up for I don't know, I want to say it's been popping up all along, but there seems to be a resurgence of the commentary in regard to what the subject is today, which is, we're just going to have to use these human terms because there's really no way to get around it. And that's dark energy. So I'm going to formally roll the show out. Hello, Carrie Chu. She's responsible for putting Rick and I together for the first time a few months ago. Thank you very much. Hope you.
I'd like to make a comment here. Todd, I'm actually feeling my sensitivities has been heightened as well. And I'm feeling amongst the viewers now, a few of those that were severely targeted, but are still within quite a bit of fear. So that's very interesting to be feeling this. So I need to just calibrate with this energy as well. It's very interesting.
Okay.
What's been happening very quickly, with all of us, it's been just so many upgrades here in the very recent past. And just to say, I have readily just been going about doing what I've been doing, but I'm seeing that I need to go and do things in my own energetic fields with this.
Bingo.
To recalibrate.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like. I got that. So, first of all, let me thank you for coming. Thank you for your courage and your wisdom and your strength and your love. And thank everybody for coming in. Soul Speaks 5D with this 5th or 6th time Rick and I have gotten together. Now, did you hear what he just said? I just want to point this out. What he just said, very, very important. 3 things. 1, there's a shift load of energies. They're getting faster every day. They're coming in at a wider berth every day. I don't care who you are, what you are, what stage you're at, or you think you're at, or not. It's not going to knock any of us totally off our soul square, but it is going to rock us a little bit. But the second thing that he said that I thought was very important is the priority is to be sensitive to our own self, and anything external is external. Period. So we always have to go inside first, no matter what, no matter what our level of service is or isn't. And I thought that was a great comment that he just made. And it's a very honest comment. And these are the things that activate people, is in the moment, being blunt, being straight up, being honest about our own personal experience in this transition we call ascension, because this is the only thing that hasn't been given to us prior to walking into these incarnations. These are the things that happen in real time. So I just want to commend you for that, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. As I said, there's a lot of energy just happening here right now. What I'm actually feeling is that there's several or perhaps more of the viewers what are here right now were actual targets, and we feel, and I feel energies. There is no restriction as well of time, meaning that if something occurred where they were a target 2 years in the past, I can feel that energy from it now. So this is it's very impressive, and it's also I did not anticipate feeling this, so it's it's kind of let's say I'm examining it without speaking too much, but it's kind of cool, but very pertinent.
Well, you know, it's like everything else. It's like everything else, because there's nothing in this duality that is not represented fully unless you have both extremes, both polarities. So the third thing that you had brought up was the word fear. Okay. Yeah. And as we get into this thing, as we go from the old math in the old 3D, and it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and we enter that 0 point, we come out of it and it becomes 0, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and then the Tesla mathematical equations take over. And what I'm getting at is that there is a beautiful infinite simplicity as we move into the 0 point. So what became a complicated landscape from our finite minds, you know, the intellectual giants that we were, it becomes a very beautiful infinite simplicity as the 2 goes to the 1. And what I'm saying is there's only fear and there's only love. And everything is a program. And there's not one person on this call or that will see this replay or that walks this earth that quote unquote hasn't been targeted. We've all been targeted. We've all got stories, and those are just stories now. And they either have power over us or we have power over them. And the only way they can have power over us is like anything else external, which is by us giving permission, which we all know that we gave permission because we were duped, because we didn't have a choice because of the condition of incarnation.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You know, but now we know. And so that is the greatest thing, in my opinion. This is just me, but knowing is it. Once you know it, you know, I mean, there's an old saying I received a long time ago, which is, you know, wisdom is knowledge plus action. So we're given the knowledge, we become aware, and it's up to us to take the action. What is that action? When we get right down to it and you drill down, it is stepping into our own divinity, stepping into the God we are, the God goddess we are, the creator we are. This is why we came. It's exciting. You know,
it is. Yeah. And right here on the surface and in these timelines right now are all the tools that anyone needs. They have access to them to relinquish all control that fear had on them. And, you know, as most will know, I'm an advocate for continuously saying how important it is to master the fear and don't let it control you. And, you know, it's easily said, but yeah, it's for some, it's a lengthy process. It's a challenge. But as you most importantly put out there, the ones did not know they had the choice. And this is what we're doing. We're showing them that there is the choice. Empower yourself. Do not let the fear control you. Stand up, but we're also showing you that there is a huge divine complement that's got your back always to get through these processes. So it's very real. Divinity is here on the surface. We're here in huge numbers since 2012 on this linear time, and more are coming all the time, in the sense as they're already here, but they come when we awaken another. And that is, their appearance there, and it strengthens the overall collective, which is rapidly growing. And as we grow this, it's diminishing all the mundane, the corrupt societies, governments, and everything. So this is an immense um, thing that cannot be destroyed. It gets bigger, and it creates the new timelines and the new change. And
Yeah.
it's, as I said, it's invincible, and that is truth. And, even though there's a process and it is invincible, we are building it even more invincible in integrating it upon the surface.
Yeah. And I think it's important to remember that, everything that we see coming at us, so to speak, or that's come at us, or that's going on externally, is going on within ourselves. This truth vibration is growing. The codes are opening up. The ability to receive, become aware, and expand and actualize and empower ourselves with that knowledge, plus the ethereal and physical actions, turning that into an expanding wisdom is rapidly increasing. The math on this side of the 0 point and on this side of the tipping point is exponential in its growth. We are the keepers of this realm now. We weren't. We were duped. We were asleep. But now we have the knowledge. We don't have to go out and protest, march, and boycott. We don't have to bitch and moan. All we got to do is clean up our own house. If something's making us uncomfortable, whether it's a person or whether it's a political event or a political figure or a religion or a social injustice, these are things that can be healed in ourselves. And there was a time when people could not really understand that, including me. But now I understand it. We have the ability to go within ourselves and locate that fracture in the matrix, because each one of us is part of this matrix. And this is exciting to me, because each time we discover a fear, on the other side of that fear, once we can integrate it, is an expansion that serves ourselves and is reflected out into the external, into the collective consciousness that we're all sharing and expanding and growing and taking this realm into a dimension that this universe has never seen before.
Mm-hmm. And every fear and aspect of fear is an anchor, as you said. And as you let go of it, it's same as a hot air balloon rises as you let go of the ballast. But what you do is you rise up into your divinity. But the stages we're at with this, yes, the first part of this ascension process is to do the inner work to master the fears, but it doesn't end there. We're here for a reason also, which is in conjunction with this ascension. The ascension is just not per se us ascending. We are also here to create the change, and this is why each is being empowered to do that. This is why each is getting their own confirmations to know that this is very real, that it's not crazy, it's not insanity, it's not a cult, whatever you wish, that some may call it. No, we know this is very real, but it's happening for a reason. That's why all of us are still here, because we do have a job to do. But with that, let me say that, part of the reason, well, the main reason we are here in human form is because of what the darkness did, and the controlling of the whole planetary societal structures and what were called civilizations, and we're here to rectify that and also secure the lower timelines, 5D lower timelines for humanity, where they are not suppressed and controlled as they were before. In actuality, when I first come here in 2012, at that time, where Gaia in the Earth's civilization was 116 years behind where it was supposed to be in universal placement, and in conjunction with all of the other beings, which are aspects of ourself and all other light beings that exist. So, it's utmost pertinent as well for this planet, for Gaia, but the civilization on it to advance out of the savagery it was in. But it was inflicted savagery, and it was intentionally imposed by the dark facets that had branched off from the God source in the beginning and created many things. So I'll stop there.
No, I think that's a great. Let me get the reverb. So I think that's a great point. But as we move through this ascension, our level of understanding and our awareness is expanding by the moment. So what we perceived as the pinnacle of knowledge a day ago or a week ago or a month ago is not what it is today. So,
exactly. So important.
Yeah. I just want to make a point. So, who is the dark? Who was the dark that broke away from the God source? It was each one of us. We're not divorcing ourselves from any aspect of this universe. It is all of us. We have to own every aspect of us, period, end of story. What is the difference between what got Rick Jewers here, what got Todd Medina here? I can talk about all the shit that went down in my life in all these successive traumas that so many Blu-rays and so many light keepers have had, the sexual abuse as young children and so on, so on, so on, that to the human being is horrific. But it's a story. That's all it is. It is just a story. It's a story because we all know, those that receive channels, downloads, and transmissions, which we all do, it does not come in words. It comes in impressions. The universe speaks to us in a metaphorical sense. Let me give you one last example. Okay, I've received, in a metaphorical communion with the universe over the last month. Much dragon energy. Many people around the world have. Now, one of the messages I received was, imagine this earth, a beautiful Eden, full of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are the lineage of reptilians and draconians. Now imagine 5 different star families from 5 different planets landing in spaceships and wiping out and exterminating the dinosaurs and taking over the planet. Now, did that happen? I don't know. But the point that the universe was making to me was, what's the difference between that and Columbus and a bunch of Anglos taking out 60 million Indians on North America? Every single species, every single star family, every single aspect of dark and light has a story. There is no right and wrong. And the bottom line is, we are all of that. And if we're going to disassociate or differentiate ourselves from any aspect of the universe, we will not be whole, and nor will our contribution or lack thereof to the collective be whole. And we're all a piece of it, but unity consciousness is unity consciousness, bottom line. And one man's heaven is another man's hell. You know, you used the word cult a minute ago. I'm going to finish. You used the word cult a minute ago. For 7 years, I've had people who had a difference with me. There was no right or wrong there, who wanted to, whatever. And I've been called many things. I've been unfriended. I've been blocked. I've been talked about. I've been said. It's been said that Soulogy is a cult. But all I'm trying to say is, one person's heaven is another person's hell. One person could see Todd or Soulogy as pure light, and another person could see it as false light. When the truth is, this is a duality, moving into a trinity. It's all about the integration, the 0 point, and every single polarity has to be, or not has to be, but will be integrated on that 0 point, on the soul highway, on that middle ground, in the neutral zone, and you can either let go or be dragged. You know? I love this talk.
So I'd like to ask a question, Todd.
Yes.
Do you really feel that there's any use for darkness anymore? I mean, what was this all about? It was about getting rid of the darkness. So where we're at now and going forward, any facets of darkness and fear, does it still serve? Is that where you're
from a human standpoint, we will never understand that. But we are evolving human soul hybrids who are gaining the awareness that comes with divinity, which is infinite. So if you go back to, and we cannot know, there's no way we can know literally what happened. Nobody does. I don't give a shit who they are, okay? But go back to the words, let there be light. Now, why would there be the words, let there be light, if there was already light? So in the paradoxical teaching of the universe, in the yin-yang of it all, dark is light, light is dark. The human brain is not going to understand that, at least not for a while. So is there a useful element of what we call dark? I say yes. You know why? Because as long as we perceive anything as dark, there will be dark existing. And as long as we continue to point the finger outward and say that's dark, we are not healing or rectifying a dark within us that we are unaware of. We have to own every single aspect. We are every demon and we are every angel. You know, period.
That, you know, maybe perhaps in the past, but I kind of differ on what you're saying there.
That's okay. That's what this show's all about.
Yeah, just quickly look at, I mean, what do you see in this outside world? You see the darkness, you see the children, you know, being killed, sacrificed, poverty. You know, we have a choice not to have that darkness anymore. So does one just accept it and continue on the way it was, their status quo? Or do we rid all that darkness and be in the light?
I agree.
Everyone wishes.
I agree, but I think the question is this. What do you do to remove that quote-unquote darkness, injustices, from the external collective experience that we're having? You remove it from yourself. And you cannot do that. You cannot do that if you think it's different than you. Because everything is inside of us. If I heal my heart, there's a heart portal on Mother Earth that I'm contributing to the healing of it. And healing's not even the right word. You know, I absolutely understand what you're saying, but what I fully understand more today than I ever have is that it is the self-reliance of the soul. It is the God that I am. Okay, it is the God that I am that changes myself from the inside. And what I see outside is not, was a movie Matrix that duped us? Yes. But it is also a reflection of the inside of us. The Matrix was implanted in us. So the only way to fix it is to fix ourselves. Go ahead. Did you freeze? I think you froze. If you can hear me, go out and come back in. Pamela says, we came up with a divine plan to remove the darkness. I say we are the darkness. We are the light. We're everything. Everything. How can the perfection of the Creator create something imperfect? How can something mutiny against divine perfection? It can't. It can't. That's like saying that Goddess can create something that's evil. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. We can't understand this from a human level. But what I'm getting at, and you don't have to agree with me, what I'm getting at is we have to own everything. I have to own the Hillary Clinton in me. I have to own the Donald Trump in me. I have to own the dark and I have to own the light, because every one of us in our incarnations, whether you can connect to that or not, has played every role. And some people, you know, imagine this story. What I said earlier about the dinosaurs being wiped out by 4 or 5 different star families who thought Earth was a great, beautiful world that they should have and the dinosaurs shouldn't. Maybe the dinosaurs' ancestors from the future, who were the reptilians, came in and kicked everybody's asses because they were pissed off because of what happened. It's the same emotion that we can have about Native Americans and Aborigines today. So one person's light is another person's dark. We are all of this. We have to own all of this. Unity consciousness is unity consciousness. I don't know if he's coming back, but we'll wait. Elizabeth Hawkins, we can stand in our light, but it doesn't stop the dark from, it doesn't stop the dark. Who's the dark? The dark is anything you give power over to. The dark is saying, you know, I used to use the old saying of, and I've had it happen. 22-foot reptilian stand in front of you. What are you going to do? What can you do? As a physical being, what the hell can I do? But I am not a physical being. I am an energy. I am a consciousness. And I say I am a sovereign being. If you want to physically take this body, bite my fucking head off and do it. But that ain't going to kill me, and it ain't going to stop this integration of dark and light. You know, human beings in the earth are very special and are very special energies. And we are here not to just correct the human race. We are here to fall in line with the integration and alignment and ascension of Mother Earth. And this is a universal correction that goes way beyond this realm and way beyond Mother Earth. Okay? We cannot get there. I don't give a damn what it is that you want to disassociate yourself from. We are unity consciousness. And the dark is a program. The dark is simply a program. And the only difference between that and the programs of darkness, if that's what we want to use, that word we want to use, in your own lives, think about it. Think about the victimizer in your own life. Think about the person that molested you. Think about the person that hurt you, that raped you. Okay? Now, you cannot tell me that you can achieve unity consciousness until you integrate and take that energy that is represented by that victimizer or whoever into your heart, and you're one. And the same works on the collective, right? You know? The difference here is we're taking all of this stuff that is far beyond this summary life we've lived, okay? Far beyond all the incarnations we've had as human beings, and some of us have only had one, you know? And it's a universal correction. It has to do with all of our incarnations way beyond this earth. I don't know what happened to him. Daniela? He left, and I mean, it might have been a signal thing, I'm sure. But anyway, this is a big issue. Over the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, I'm seeing what we call light keeper, grid keeper circles. I'm seeing a separation. I see it in the work I do. It's either fear or love, period. And love loves all things. I don't know where he went, Stephanie. I'll wait for him to come back. But I can keep talking. But you know, we cannot divorce ourselves from any aspect of the universe. That's the bottom line. And if you're going to try to rationalize, substantiate, understand this ascension and the universe and God, Goddess, Source, Creator, with a human brain, you're going to be beating your head against a wall. This whole ascension is teaching us to be self-reliant. It's teaching us that we are the creator. It's teaching us that we have a direct influence on what happens in the collective consciousness that we all share. Own it. Own it. Enough of this projecting. Enough of this externalization. What is the difference between me blaming somebody for bending me over and raping me when I was a kid? Okay? What is the difference between that than me trying to find completion through another person in a romantic relationship? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We are the God. We are the dog that's been chasing its fucking tail, okay? And we are here, and it's not a struggle anymore. We are aware of what's happened. There is no dark. We are the dark. We are the light, because there is no dark. There is no light. This is a story, and the stories don't serve us anymore. We are here to find out that we are actually the God Goddess. We are actually that. And what comes with that? The ability to manifest. Look at people around this world who on the 3D surface have nothing, but they are no longer vibrating from a frequency of lack. They are serving the collective from their heart fearlessly. And amazing things are happening. Relationships, divine partners meeting each other from the other side of the world, beating the odds. You know, a crazy old hobo like me ending up in Hawaii when there's no way it should have ever happened. This is the magic that we are. This is who we are and what we're a part of. This is not a battle. This is not a struggle. We are divine. Human hybrid souls in transition, making universal history. We are the ones down here doing the work. We are the equals to the angels, archangels, divine essences. We are embodied by all of that. We are the universe. And this is a party. If we can just get past the illusion, and we can just get past the finger pointing, the blame, and the separation, and I can promise you, if you see anything as dark, you are feeding the separation. It's not even about having to look at that. It's about looking at yourself, bringing yourself to a point of completion, which is completing. An ing is sending, awakening. This is a transformation, a transmutation of a species from one species to another. The dark is nothing but a program. The way this realm worked was done by implanted comments, statements, distortions into our consciousness, and then we bought it. We were duped. We were deceived. But here's the thing. That type of energy does not have an infinite run. It has a finite existence. We're infinite. And now we know, you know. Where'd you go, man?
Cut off here. Todd, I was speaking for quite a bit. Did you get what I was saying?
No, man, you froze up right away.
Okay. Very importantly, Todd, I would ask to reschedule this.
Okay.
Yeah, my internet on both places was just intercepted and cut off under very unusual circumstances, and I know where it come from. I wish to reschedule this, and there is so much to say on this topic, as we know, and we did not even get into it.
All right, man.
Okay, so I know at this time it's best that we just cut this and reschedule it, perhaps Sunday or so.
Say it again?
Did you get that? Say it again? I believe we have to cut this, and and if we can reschedule for perhaps Sunday or so.
Okay.
All
right.
Okay, so yeah, all right. So we got to cut this. Got to sign off.
All right.
I love you all, and we'll talk very soon. And lots of cool stuff going.
All right,
Catch you
man.
later. Have a great one. Hey,
See you
bye.
later, man. All right.
Later.
We'll be back on later today. We'll be back on later today. And the last thing I want to say is thank you for putting up with my street preaching. But we all got to step out there. This is the time to step out there. And let me just say one other thing, too. Let's not any of us confuse what's going on in our own sphere of existence. We are our universe. Let's not confuse ourselves and believe that anything can penetrate our field. And anything that does by the allowance of our own consciousness, by the acceptance of our own consciousness. Okay? Whether we're consciously doing that or unconsciously doing that and haven't discovered a certain pattern or program that is active in our lives. So, peace out, everybody. We'll be back later. Peace out.